You are watching the Arts Mid North Coast MiNi digital concert series, and it's made possible by Create New South Wales, Music New South Wales, NBN Co, and Regional Development Mid North Coast. And right now we are chatting with Mikk.
That's me.
With 2 Ks. How you going?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm pretty well, thank you. No one's asked that in the interviews so far.
Oh.
You're the most polite interviewee I've had so far, so thank you for that.
Great. Let's just end it there.
Well, we could just go and have a cup of coffee and it'll be really lovely. No, let's get into it because we've only got a couple of minutes. That was a lovely performance, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for that. I'd love to get a bit of a sense of who Mikk is musically, where you're from, what you're into, just a little 60, 90-second bio, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's a really... Often I get asked this and it changes every single time. Basically, I grew up in Sydney playing the trumpet. I was playing in, a bunch of bands when I was younger, like every, year 3 does. And then when I left school, I just decided it's time to take this like somewhere else because playing one instrument is boring. Decided to learn piano and then got a laptop, started producing music. Then, from there, I don't really know. It's all such a blur.
You have to be a bit of a jack of all trades in this day and age.
Absolutely.
And definitely trumpet is great. I don't know too many year 3ers in lots of bands. That's pretty cool. But so now I noticed that you do sort of recognize yourself a bit more of a producer than a performer. What kind of music are you into and what kind of music do you produce?
Well, that's another great question. It's the jack of all trades kind of comes up as well. When you're producing music, it's important to kind of dip your fingers in everything. I would listen to some of the music and then decide I'm going to produce that today. And that's kind of where my songwriting goes as well. Like I'll hear something and be like, I reckon I can do that, and then kind of go from there. Trumpet was good to learn basically just from theory and things like that to kind of understand music on that basis. But then ever since producing, it's like this whole another universe that's like blown up, which is really, really cool. Yeah,
absolutely. When it comes to producing, obviously you're a songwriter as well. You produce and write your own music. Are you also collaborating with the other artists? Are you doing stuff with other bands or anything like that?
Since moving up to Port Macquarie around 2 years ago, I've only just started playing as a band, like with other people. Before then, I was kind of just doing solo stuff and kind of seeing what I could play in the computer and singing stuff on stage. But since then, since moving, I've gotten Brad Collins as my drummer, and I've got another friend from Port Macquarie as well who plays the bass and kind of the synth. And it's just incredible, like having like other people to rely on, I guess, on stage, and it's more fun, and it kind of affects your songwriting as well when you're writing for a band. And so since then, I've got a little studio in my house with all this kind of equipment and stuff. And so I'm just starting to go into recording kind of smaller bands and things like that up there, just because it's such a nice community to be a part of.
That's super exciting. And yes, massive shout out to Brad. He's doing all that film work today. So thank you, Brad.
Oh.
Probably. Whoops. That's very obviously exciting, being able to collaborate with other musicians. And certainly I hear you when it comes to playing solo. There's something nice about that, something intimate as well. But when you have other people on stage with you, it's a really lovely dynamic. What is on the horizon for Mikk, musically and production-wise and everything? What's happening for you? Or what's been happening? I knew this question was coming. At the moment it's just kind of playing gigs. Like I've really gotten into playing gigs with the band. Like I said before, I just wanted to start dipping my fingers into recording local bands and things like that. Eventually I'll release a body of work, but it's not really at the forefront of my goals at the moment. It's kind of just to have fun. I'm just about to start a master's in teaching, so I'll be hopefully be a music teacher in a few years and kind of see where that goes as well. I'm not really in a rush to do much in terms of like solo kind of things. I just want to spread my wings into other parts of the community of music. Awesome. Well, it's been so great to chat to you. Really lovely to hear you play, and thanks for taking the time.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Thank you.
And I know you would. and you know me.